There are many ways to define biodiversity, and there is still much debate over which definition is the best to use. This video will cover biodiversity definitions among species. The traditional definition of biodiversity usually uses the species diversity definition, also known as the taxonomic diversity definition. This involves two components, species richness and species evenness. Species richness is the number of species in a given area, and species evenness refers to how equally distributed species abundances are. Sometimes we need to know more than just a taxonomic or a species diversity, which only considers the total number of species. It can also be important to know how many species there are for each level in a food chain, or the horizontal diversity. Here we have Community 1 with 1 species per level, so its horizontal diversity is 1 species wide. Community 2 has 2 species per level, so its horizontal diversity is 2 species wide. We can see that Community 2 has a greater horizontal diversity than Community 1. Similarly, it's important to know the number of levels in a food chain, or the vertical diversity. Here we have Community 1 with 2 trophic levels, herbivores and plants, so its vertical diversity is 2 trophic levels high. Community 2 has 3 trophic levels, predators, herbivores, and plants, so its vertical diversity is 3 levels high. Since Community 2 has 3 trophic levels, while Community 1 has only 2 levels, Community 2 has a greater vertical diversity than Community 1. Functional diversity looks at the number of functional groups in a given system. Each functional group plays a different role in an ecosystem. For example, we have a beetle eating the flower petals, a butterfly eating the flower's nectar, and both a grasshopper and a snail eating the leaves. Although we have 4 species here, 2 of them, the grasshopper and the snail, can be considered redundant since they have the same effect in this system, and so effectively form 1 functional group. Instead of conceptualizing this as 4 species, we can look at it instead as 3 functional groups.